Hey, what's up everybody? Danny Lightning back with another CSR2 video, and I've got these great guides for the Tempest 3 Tier 1 through Tier 5 races. Tempest 3 is really hard because they have performance points limit. For example, race 1 to race 10 on the Tier 1 car has a performance point limit of 285. Race 11 through 20 has a 300 performance point limit. Race 21 through 30 has a 310 performance point limit, and so on. And the thing is, you have to refit parts. Now over here in section 2, this tells you for the first set, it tells you exactly what to set each part to for transmission or engine stage 3, transmission stage 3. Then when you come down to the next set, it tells you where to set each one of these things. And I'll put links to all of these down in this video's description. Now for Tempest 3 Tier 1, they force you to use a Mazda Miata MX5, which they actually give you for free, and you do have to have this car almost maxed out in order to beat this. Now there is a little bit of dirty language right here on this sheet, so don't pay attention to that if you don't want to see the dirty language. Whoever made this wrote something nasty on there. Doesn't bother me, but I know some people don't like that kind of thing. But just ignore this part in bright red if you don't like the dirty language. Now, here we go over to Tier 2. This one is the guide for the Porsche 718 Boxster. You are going to need to have this car with most of the Stage 6 parts in order to beat it. Alright, one weird thing about this car, I know I made a video on this the other day. You always want to have your engine at Stage 0 at stock. Upgrading your engine makes the car slower, and your transmission, I believe it is, always needs to stay at stage 5. You never want to put a stage 6 transmission on this car or it makes it slower. So if you have a mostly maxed out Boxster, this is going to be for you. Unfortunately, the Boxster is one of the only cars that I know of that can easily beat these races. You just have to have enough parts put into it. Now the Tempest 3 guide is for the Bmw M4. This is really easy to get parts for because you can buy and strip M4s to get stage 6 parts and fusion parts for it. Alright, I used Amelia's BMW M4, but the regular M4 will do it. This guide is for the regular M4. Now here's the hard part. Tempest 3 Tier 4. It's almost impossible to do this without switching cars because some of these races require a really fast 0 to 100 time, and some of them require a really fast speed trap. And there's not too many cars that can do both. I think the Mustang HPE 750 is capable of hitting that 260 miles per hour and doing the really fast 0 to 100 times. But most of you guys are going to have to switch cars, which requires some gold. Alright, I got down to the last, I think it was the last speed trap with my Mustang HPE 750, which at the time was missing a couple of stage 6 parts, and I couldn't beat the last speed trap. I had to switch to my Nissan LB NSX, which beat the 260 no problem on that speed trap. So Tempest 3 Tier 4 is a really big pain in the butt. So this guy used the Ferarri F40, and then he switched over to the Nissan S15 Rocket Bunny. So if you don't have those cars, this guide probably won't help you much, but I'll still put a link in there. Tempest 3 Tier 5. Alright, he used, where'd it go? Tier 5, Tier 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold on, I got the wrong link up here. Let me pause this for just a second. Okay, so, this person used the McLaren 720S with 5 stars. Alright, if you don't have the McLaren 720S, don't worry about it. A 3-star Lamborghini Huracan will just destroy this. I'm being told that the Huracan, I guess it's called a hurican. Someone told me that the other day. So the 3-star Huracan or the 0-star Huracan. I don't know for sure if the 0-star one works, but I've had a couple people tell me it does. I used the 3-star Huracan without a guide like this, and I was able to beat the Tempest 5 no problem with a almost maxed out Huracan, alright? The problem with these Tempest 3 races is you need to have the cars almost completely maxed out if you want to beat these things, and that really kind of sucks because, I mean, it actually took me almost an entire year. It took me almost an entire year before I was able to beat Tempest 3 because I just didn't have cars fast enough. As a free-to-play player who can't afford to buy a bunch of stuff, you got to deal with whatever you can get. But these guides really helped me. The Tempest 1 guide using the Mazda Miata, I think I said that. They force you to use the Miata, but they give you a Miata for free. Alright, the Tempest 2, the Tempest 3 Tier 2 with the Porsche Boxster 718. This guide helped me a lot. The Bmw M4 guide helped me a lot. Now, the Tempest 4 and Tempest 5 guide, I used different cars, so these didn't help me. But they might help you. Alright? Tempest 3 Tier 4, man, it's confusing saying all this, was the absolute hardest. Even on Tempest 2 Tier 4 was really, really hard. I don't know why they made them so hard, but Tempest, the Tier 4 section of the Tempest races are not easy. They're the hardest out of all of them, in my opinion. 1 and 2 and 3 wasn't too bad. 4 was extremely hard, and Tier 5 was actually easy with the Huracan if you can almost get it maxed out. It was kind of hard with the Ferarri F12. I beat Tempest 2 with the F12 on Tier 5, and it wasn't easy. I would have been much better off with the Huracan, I guess. Hopefully all this makes sense. But anyways, bottom line, there's going to be a link to each one of these guides in this video's description. So for some of you guys that are needing to work on Tempest 3, this is going to help you out. Tempest 1 and Tempest 2, you didn't have these PP limits. So you didn't have to refit parts and stuff. So there's not really any guides for those. But Tempest 1 to Tempest 5, there's some crazy. Tempest 3, too many Tempests and 1s and 2s, alright? But you guys know what I'm talking about. Tempest 4, Tempest 3. This has got me all kinds of messed up, guys. Tempest 3 was a giant pain in the butt. There we go. I'll leave it at that. So anyways, if you guys want to see these links, they will be in this video's description. Alright, so go check them out there. And I will catch you guys later. See ya.